Hey again everybody, and thanks for tuning back in. This is video number 4 in the series of how to deploy Azure infrastructure using Terraform, and in this video we're going to look at the output variables and how we can utilize that within our Terraform code. Let's jump in. Okay, if you're following along and you've seen the previous videos, you know that you can follow along and use the code that I'm creating now as we go through these videos into my GitHub repository, which is johnnychips/Terraform Basics. With that said, let's jump over to my VS Code environment. So, like I say, if you have been following along, you'll know that we've created very simple set of infrastructure that we're deploying into Azure. We're logged onto Azure. You can check out videos 1 with getting started, going through the basics with how do we get up to this point. So in this video we are going to look at how we can use the outputs to actually display some of the information back out to the reader that can be consumed either in the terminal, or it can be formatted and placed into documentation. In this instance we're going to keep this very simple. In order to use that, we're going to create another .tf file, and in this case we're going to call it output. So there we've got the output file created. It's an empty file at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to use the output declaration of, we're going to just output the primary location that we're setting. So we can use a code block of output and then we'll call it primary location. We're going to pick up the value of the Azure RM resource group called called myRG, and we're going to pick up the location parameter from that. So if we jump back over to our main.tf, we can see that we're looking for Azure RM resource group called myRG and the location. So in there we can see that we've got Azure RM resource group myRG, and we're going to pick up the location. If you remember from our previous video, this location is what we set using the variable, the input variable field. So effectively what we're going to do now as part of the output is that we are going to select that location of where that resource group has been created, and we're going to give it a description of primary location and then tell us what that location is. So the other things that we could do is maybe we want to pick some of the information about the VNet that we've created. So we could maybe create another output variable called VNet address space. Same principle, we'll find our VNet and find the address space attribute, and we will output that just with the description of VNet address space. If we save that off, that's a very basic output file now. So if we were to run a Terraform apply, which will of course run through a plan again, it'll take a few moments to run through, but essentially, it's asking me I've got to reinitialize because I haven't done it since the last video. So if we just run Terraform init, that'll just make sure that the back end is all talking correctly, and we're able to access our state file that we moved in the remote state video. So there we go. So we've reinitialized. If we go to Terraform apply, which will effectively run through our Terraform, create the plan, and look at what that applies. What we're looking for is what the outputs, what we get back from the terminal window. So we're going to kick that off now briefly. Shouldn't take us too long. I've not made any other changes to my Terraform code, so at the minute it's a very basic resource group with a VNet and a subnet created within our Azure environment. And it's saying changes to output, there are none, but yet we want to proceed because there's information that we want to actually get back out of it. And you can see there that the changes to the outputs are those things that we've just added, which is the primary location and obviously the VNet address space. And there we go. So the apply is complete. So every time now we apply that, we get these output locations. Now those output locations could be absolutely anything you choose, and it could be used to build documentation or, do whatever we need to do, pass those output variables onto other parts and modules, which we will get to later in this video series. Okay, so that's a basic way of how we can use output variables within Terraform. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and click that little notification bell for more details of when future videos are released. Until next time, thanks for watching.